Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 29th May 2023. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. Haribol TRSV nectar NECTAR nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been discussing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of what we have been doing in all my previous videos. Kindly subscribe to this video and this vlog so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous videos. So let us continue with our topic of today. For the past few videos, we have been discussing about how a person can get into a mental cave of his own or her own and through his or her third eye look into the blissful universe within. We have also discussed about how a spiritual spark becomes a soul, and when it is enveloped by layers of the material body becomes a living entity. A living entity's gross body keeps changing birth after birth, death after death. That is, the living entity becomes a different entity after every birth, whether it is as a cell, an algae, amoeba, worm, insects, reptiles, amphibians, animals, or human beings, or trees, etc. We are talking or concentrating on the living entity being a human body. Now, this human material body, as I mentioned earlier, is made up of four layers, three subtle and one gross. The subtle bodies are causal intelligence, astral mind of feelings and emotions, etheric senses of five types, that is, sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. And then the fourth layer is the gross body that a living entity is being identified with in this material world. So let us keep our discussion to the material side of the soul. That is, we need not touch the spiritual side of our own identity before going through or analyzing our material side. According to our destiny and our karma, along with our memories and our ego. We get a body in a particular birth as a living entity. This body or gross body is made up broadly of four elements, that is, earth, fire, water, and earth. Sorry, air, fire, water, and earth. These four elements are direct or indirect extension of ether, which has already made the three layers of the subtle body, that is, causal intelligence, astral mind, and etheric senses. This gross body is made up of these elements because the first of the four, air, comes out of the first element, that is ether. The fire comes out of air, water comes out of fire, and earth comes out of water. That is, these four elements are only the byproducts or residue of the first element, ether. This gross body, with its five sense organs, that is, two eyes, two ears, two nostrils, one tongue, and one genital plus skin, is only a tool in the hands of the three subtle bodies. In other words, the vibrations from the three subtle bodies get an outlet into this material world through this gross body. Depending upon the nature and karma of a particular human being, these activities or efforts which come out of vibrations from the subtle body take place through the gross body of that living entity. The vibrations, as mentioned, are from three subtle bodies, and it could be directly from one of those bodies, or two of those bodies, or a permutation and combination of vibrations from all the three bodies. In other words, according to the nature of that particular living entity, this person will react into the material world according to his or her choice of vibrations from a subtle body. Some, that is almost 50% of the society, spend 95 to 99% of the time taking vibrations from the subtle body of etheric senses. Only 40% take the vibrations from the astral mind plus the etheric senses, and only the last 10% take vibrations from all three, that is, the causal intelligence, astral mind, and etheric senses. What importance to what vibration a particular living entity gives depends entirely on that particular person. A soldier, a beggar, a gangster, a policeman, a scientist, a lecturer, a professor, a writer, etc., will react differently to different circumstances according to the vibrations that they have chosen to take to give an outlet of their own into this material world. Let us concentrate on this front called gross body. This gross body, as mentioned before, has four elements, that is, air, fire, water, and earth. There are five sense organs. There are two eyes, two ears, two nostrils, one tongue, and one genital along with the skin. These five give an outlet to the five senses from the ether, that is, etheric senses, which are two eyes for sight, two ears for hearing, two nostrils for breathing and smell, one tongue for taste, and one genital per skin for touch. The use of these etheric senses is according to the individual living entity who has come in that particular birth. As Mr. Sanjeev Malik had mentioned initially or even before in one of his videos, there are 4 lakh species of just human beings. In other words, the variety of human beings differs according to their mode of material nature plus their demonic or divine nature. The modes of material nature are goodness, passion, and ignorance, and above the three, that is, saintliness above goodness, and renunciation above goodness, and animalistic beastly behavior under ignorance. These 4 lakh species of human beings are according to which mode of material nature one living entity uses in his or her lifetime. As mentioned earlier, there is a lot of difference in nature between human being to human being, whether male or female. This gross body, which takes vibrations from the subtle body, is very important in the sense that it is only an outlet, or it is the only outlet through which we know or judge the nature of a particular living entity in this material world. A woman and a man will behave differently according to each subtle bodies of 3 layers plus vibrations emanating out of these subtle bodies, and how this gross body takes them or gives them an outlet to into this material world. This gross body has only that purpose. It does not have an individuality of its own. It depends entirely on the vibrations from the 3 subtle bodies. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular matter. Please give me your own expert views, ideas, thoughts, and opinions so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.